this hero will be seen in every single Clash of Worlds fight.
It's only a game. Why you have to be...
The question that does keep popping up that I want to talk about is Polaris, and how good is Polaris? And the first thing that I'm going to say about Polaris, and again guys, we have a drinking game. If you're watching this and you don't watch the live stream, every time that I call Polaris Cascade, you take a drink of whatever you're drinking. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It's just a joke. Polaris isn't there yet, and I don't mean to say that she's not good now. I mean to say that she's not done developing. She's not done developing. What do I mean by that? Well, Polaris is a new hero, recently added to the game. She is a hero that only has 2 skins. Only 2 skins. There will be 5 to 6 skins for this character eventually. We're talking about things that are going to boost her offensive output, her defensive capabilities, her health total, and who knows what other skins they may add in the future. What she does is assist in magic damage and controlling of specific areas of the fight, and it's one of the most interesting things about it. Her ultimate is controllable. Right? When you use her ultimate, it starts in the back and it crawls forwards towards her. And if you don't use the ultimate a second time, it will impact the front line. But you can tell it to hit in the back line, in the mid line, or in the front line, or anywhere in between, right? Polaris attacks the most distant enemy with the pulsing comet, which deals damage to a small area of effect, and starts moving towards the enemy in the front. The comet explodes 2 more times, once halfway through its journey, and once again at its destination. If the skill is triggered again, the comet stops to deal the rest of the damage on the spot. So you can literally target the back line with this attack. It is a magic damage attack. You can target the back line. It is extremely effective at targeting certain heroes that are very armored in the back but are weaker to magic damage, or any other position, middle to front as well. Now, there's another ability here, the True Freeze, which we'll talk about in just a second, but it increases the effectiveness of this ability. The other part of it is Glacial Fortress, and this is the one that I think is the most interesting ability that Polaris has. Almost said Cascade. Cascade is a hero on Hero Wars Alliance, the mobile version of the game. So this, I think, is the most interesting skill that she has. I do like all 4 of Polaris' skills, but I think that this is the most interesting. Creates an ice barrier that can withstand 3 hits. Every time an enemy hits the barrier, Polaris gets 10% bonus energy, and the attacker slows down for 3 seconds. After the 3rd hit, the barrier explodes into dozens of ice shards, dealing damage to nearby enemies. So this blocks 3 hits. You can't control when this ability goes off. It just happens on its own. There's a timer, an internal cooldown, as they call it, from the start of the fight, and then between each iteration of the ability, it creates a little wall that blocks 3 attacks. What does that do? It slows the enemy for 3 seconds, which means the enemy that hit that wall is not gaining energy at a normal rate. They're gaining energy at a slower rate. So there are some heroes that this impacts dramatically, and there are some heroes that this doesn't have that much of an effect on. One of the most notable examples that I've been using a lot lately, and I've been seeing a lot, is against Ishmael, right? Ishmael's speed up, his, once he ults, he becomes scary. If you can keep him from ulting, not scary. Ishmael, not scary. The attack can be Ishmael crit hit. Absolutely, it can be. It can block a critical hit. It increases her energy gain so she can ult more frequently. Now, the Violet ability also modifies that. When the comet or the glacial fortress explodes, the affected enemies receive True Freeze status for 3 seconds. The frozen enemies become stunned, lose their ability to accumulate energy or other resources. Magic damage dealt to them increases, while physical damage decreases by 80%. So they become more susceptible to magic damage, but less susceptible to physical damage. So you don't want to use Polaris in a physical attacking team. You don't. And if you are intentionally trying to control certain aspects of the enemy team, she is phenomenal. A lot of people bring Jorgen to slow down enemy heroes. I'm just going to show you Jorgen real quick. Jorgen has got 2 abilities to slow down energy gain. First of all, he's got Leper, making the, Tainted Wounds grabs the, steals energy from the frontline enemy, and then you have Torment of Powerlessness that stops all energy gain in the front line. That is all well and good, but Polaris, you can control whose energy you want to manage. You can control whose energy you want to slow down. Do you want it the back line, the mid line, or the front line? The Glacial Fortress will always affect the front line, but her ultimate ability can affect any of the 3 phase lines on the enemy team, which is dramatic. In fact, if you're about to use a big magic attack, like Amira or Kai or, I don't know, Krista, I don't know, Satori, then you can use Pulsing Comet to target a specific enemy line to increase the effectiveness of that damage output, which is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, Northern Lights is also pretty good. It's not as exciting. It's fun, helpful, right? Unleashes the Northern Lights onto her enemies. Her allies' control effects last longer. And the Northern Lights also decreases the level of enemy skills that have a chance of activating by 10. This can cause enemy skills to miss. This hero will be seen in every single Clash of Worlds fight, if not already. You will see Polaris being used in the future, if not already, in at least one of every 3 hero team lines that you have. You can build 3 hero three hero defenses, right? And you can attack 3 times with hero attacks. You're gonna see Polaris in one of those 3. You just are. The main detriment to Polaris are the 2 most impactful support heroes. Sebastian kind of blocks control effects, but she does so much to so many that you could put Biscuit on her to decrease the effectiveness of Sebastian's Ode to Serenity. And the other one is Isaac, but her ability to manage resources with this True Freeze kind of slows down Isaac. I still probably wouldn't use a Polaris mage team against a team that has Isaac, but the good news is only one team of a player's 3 teams can use Isaac, right? So aside from that, she's absolutely phenomenal. She's going to get 3 to 4 more skins, and I think that you're just going to see her all over the place. I think she's going to be one of the most popular heroes by the end of this year, if not mid to next year. That's how good I think Polaris is. I think she's incredible. The only thing left is figuring out the best kind of lines to go with her. Right? With Heidi, we know Iris and Dorian are great together, but Heidi works with a lot of people. Iris works with a lot of people. Dorian obviously works with a lot of people. You think about like my favorite hero, Kark, works really well with Faceless, works really well with Kai, with Nebula, with a number of other heroes. Who is the best to work with her? I would be interested to hear those kind of comments. I know that I personally use her in like an Aurora, Celeste, Arachne, Jorgen, or an Aurora, Celeste, Maya, Amira kind of lineup. That is kind of where I see her. I think she's fantastic. I've had a lot of opportunity to play with her. I think she's fantastic. Is Polaris low resource? None of her abilities scale that much. Great question. So her abilities, let's see. This one is based on magic attack. This one is based on health, a very low amount of health. This one is based on the hero level, and this one is based on the hero level. Yeah, I mean, she's got a low scaling with magic attack for sure. You can get away with her control abilities. Like, they're not going to miss. The control abilities are not going to miss based on your magic attack skill or your health skill. This ability right here, the damage output of the shield is nice, but I don't know that that's why you really want the shield. The bonus magic damage that the shield does when it explodes is absolutely great, especially if Northern Lights is already on the enemy team. But, I mean, I would agree, Adam, that she is a low resource hero, right? Just having her at max level 130, having her levels, her skills all leveled up, so long as she's surviving. She's a little flimsy right now. A little flimsy. I think that she'll probably get defensive skins next. I don't see her getting an armor or a magic penetration skin. I think that they'll give her a magic penetration skin if they need to stymie her popularity a little bit, which I don't think we're there yet. I think that she'll get a health skin, an armor, or a magic defense skin next. And she'll definitely get 3 to 4 more skins before it's all said and done.